Hello and welcome back to Umineko When They Cry. Episode 20 is 7 or 8? Hold on, I forgot again. I just looked too. Regardless, last week we Rosa was a bit of a, not a bitch, she was a total bitch. It's episode 28, by the way. Whoops. I was a little off. And she crushed Maria's candy just because she's talking about witches, and honestly, I'm beginning to really detest Rosa. Well, I mean, I kind of already disliked her immensely, so I'm not starting to, I am. But, yeah, rest in peace to Halloween candy. You will be remembered in our hearts. And, I can't help but really want Beatrice to show up and, use her witchy magic to make everything right again. Well, I guess we'll see if that happens. Let's get into this. Then, well, if you excuse me. Is there anything you desire? Please call for it at any time. Shannon bowed politely and left the room. As Hideyoshi and Rudolph, who had a soft spot for women, watched her go, the atmosphere in the room began to revert back to what it had been right before Shannon's visit. If Father can't come down, well, that does still leave us with certain things we can discuss. Right, Rudolph? Yep, that's right. We didn't come all the way out here just to drink some dusty tea, right? Very well. What is this matter that you're clearly so eager to discuss? If I'm being so honest right now, I do not want to go through the money talks again. They were entertaining, but they were so long too. It was like 3 episodes, was it not? Or about that long. My. Those people really are determined. They certainly got started quick. I need to join in too. If I don't assert myself, those people will quickly forget that there are 4 siblings. Rosa, it's because you don't do anything, really. You basically do nothing but beat your daughter. So, maybe it's right that they forget you in these discussions. Sounds like you've got it pretty tough yourself. Kiri, don't sympathize. Oh, someone's playing Terraria. Maybe I spoke too harshly. Forgive me. No, I don't mind. I'm the one who should be apologizing. As a pair of mothers with daughters, we should talk more often. Every single time we meet, we end up talking about something shady. You can blame the atmosphere in the mansion for that. Once we start breathing in this air, the mood between us gets so strained. Just once, I'd like to have a nice long cup of tea with you when we aren't attending a family conference. There's a wonderful coffee shop in Ginza that's a favorite of mine. Please, let me invite you sometime soon. Thank you, Kiri-san. That sounds great. Oh, no. The sky's gotten dark pretty fast. I could almost believe the people in this room made the weather worse. Yeah, I don't doubt it either. There's already thunder. Oh? Was that one there? Huh? There really were small splashes of rain on the glass of the parlor window. The weather seemed to have worsened faster than expected. Just then, a silent thunderbolt struck inside Rosa's head, and she remembered that her beloved child was out in the rose garden. Going after her then? A normal girl would try to go inside if the weather got bad. But Maria was different. So does that mean the rain starts sooner? Because the rose garden scene didn't happen until after the money talks last time. So if we're advancing... Did we even get to mark the rose? I mean, I know they mentioned the rose, but I can't remember if it said that they marked it this time around, because it was kind of a quickly get through this part of the scene kind of scene. But either way, I guess things are moving in slightly different times? I don't know. But Maria's different. She would sometimes get stubborn and refuse to move if rain or even spears fell from the sky. Oh, good thing they're spears and not stakes. Wink. That's right, I told that child to just stay there doing that forever, didn't I? I want to check if... Sorry, I'm kind of disrupting the pacing, but I just wanted to see... Okay, so we only get the epitaph as a tip. As of now. I wonder what more tips we'll get. Oh no! Maria! Everyone looked back at Rosa when she let out a small scream. What? What is it? I'm sorry, I'm going outside for a second. I'll be right back. Did she dash out of the room? What the... Seriously, what's going on with her? Don't worry, she'll be back soon. More importantly, shouldn't we begin? Our main topic. That's right. We can keep talking about that without Rosa. Let's return to our discussion. Rosa dashed. I called it. I'm not going to be able to guess any of the mysteries in here, but I can guess if they're going to use the word dashed. Rosa dashed from the entrance hall into the rose garden. And when she opened the door, the wind that hit her was too strong to be called a light breeze, and told her that the typhoon was approaching faster than she'd thought. Yeah, faster than I thought, too. Just as Kiri had said, the wind was mixed in with small droplets of rain. There was also a low rumble of thunder. It could start raining any time. Rosa headed for the rose garden. She headed for the place where she had scolded Maria a short while ago. Does she already have her umbrella? It was almost lunchtime. The children had been told to come to the mansion around lunchtime, so they were probably in the guest house waiting to be called. Oh, they didn't even get to go to the beach and... Well, okay, so it was the money talks, then it was lunch, then they went to the beach, and when they were coming back from the beach, it started to rain. So yeah, things are advancing a lot quicker this time around. I guess Beatrice is presenting a new order of events for this mystery. Even if Maria didn't come to them, they would surely think I took her to the mansion with me and wouldn't worry much. After all, she had been with her mother, so there should have been no reason to worry. I was here, and I abandoned my daughter to the worsening weather. Maria, are you there? If you're there, answer me. Who? I was right. She was still standing stock still, exactly the way she had been, in the place where I had scolded her. Held in her hand was the candy that I'd bought, given her, and then stepped on and crushed. With that gripped in her hand, she stood there as the powerful winds whipped her hair about, tormenting her. I'm sorry. Sorry, Maria. Forgive Mama. Oh, Mama will come back. I waited a long time for you to come back. The scary witch pinched me, but I stayed strong waiting for Mama to come back without crying. Maria, forgive your mama. Babe, we cannot do this every single time. No. Stop making your daughter put up with your shit, bro. You didn't do anything wrong. You were just possessed by a bad witch again. So I'm fine. I really like you, Mama. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive your mama for losing to the bad witch. I'm gonna beat Rosa. Oh my god. Rosa buried her face in Maria's small chest, crying and begging forgiveness. And once again, those tears dripped down after who knows how many times. Guys, can we get inside? We can do this inside where it's, you know, a typhoon isn't actively raging. If only the brilliant sun had been shining on the two of them. All of their cares would have evaporated, and it might have felt like they could begin anew. However, what surrounded the two of them was the worsening weather. Sadly, there were only fierce winds with occasional thunder. The sound of Maria sniffling brought Rosa to her senses. If Maria stood exposed to the wind for too long, she'd probably catch a cold. Okay, Maria, why are you smiling? Wipe that off your face. It's almost time for lunch. Why don't you come back to the mansion with me? I won't go. Why not? Oh no, she's about to start tweaking out. Rosa thought she'd already received Maria's forgiveness, so she hadn't imagined Maria would refuse. Oh. But that expression on Maria's face didn't look like that of a child resisting her mother. So Rosa couldn't understand why Maria wanted to stand still, pointlessly, as the weather grew even worse. Maria answered that question. It's Beatrice. She'll be here really soon. Oh my gosh, are my desires being answered? So I'm waiting. Maria. Rosa struggled to find words for a moment, then fell silent. They'd only just managed to make up, after all. Don't mess this up, Rosa. She chose her words carefully, trying to get Maria to come with her to the mansion without denying the witch outright. Get your ass inside. Beatrice is... coming? Really? Then instead of waiting here, why don't we wait in the mansion? If you stay in this wind too long, you'll catch a cold. Just watch outside the window for her. She'll come. Beatrice will come. And when she does, I'll give her candy. I'll do trick-or-treat. I'll give her a jack-o'-lantern marshmallow candy and say, Happy Halloween! Maria pulled yet another sweet out of her handbag, moaning, ooh-hoo. Rosa was bewildered and didn't know what to do, as Maria started being difficult again. Oh, at that time, there was a sudden blast of thunder. It hit Rosa. It was probably a sign that this island had been sealed off by the storm, detached from common sense and reality. So after this moment, all common sense would probably cease to apply. The wind blew even stronger, and amidst that blizzard of scattered rose petals, a figure appeared, leaving Rosa unable to imagine that this was a scene from reality. Is it really Beatrice? Wait, start playing her goofy theme. You know, the silly one. It was probably, no, definitely fantastical. After all, that shadow of a person was. Give me the butterflies, give me the butterflies. Yes! Oh. Whoa, outfit change. That is the smallest vest I've ever seen. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the mischievous theme. Not the one I was thinking of, but it'll still do. Beatrice! Maria dashed over to the shadow. You heard it, folks. She dashed. Normally, Rosa would scold her daughter if she dashed over to someone whom she hadn't seen before and didn't know. But Rosa forgot to do that, was unable to do anything but stand there, stunned. It's been quite some time. Have you been well? Hoo-hoo! I've been well. Witches don't catch colds. Hoo-hoo! Indeed, a witch can use curses to make people catch colds, but how foolish would it be if she caught one herself? From now on, you should take care not to catch something like a cold yourself. She patted Maria's head as she said this, smiling roguishly. Rosa couldn't have known the name of the woman who was happily spoiling Maria. However, Maria had called it out in the beginning when the woman appeared. Yeah, you see how this almost near complete stranger is treating your daughter better than you do? Take the hint, Rosa. Take the hint. So even though Rosa had never met her, even though the woman still hadn't introduced herself, Rosa was able to know her name. However, that name held a special meaning on Rokenjima and in the Ushimiya family. God, Beatrice is talking to everyone but Kinzo, the one person who wants to see her, well, besides Maria. There's no way something that stupid could be. Beatrice! Happy Halloween! Look at what we bought! I'll give you one too, Beatrice. Indeed. Happy Halloween. Oh, is this for me? How truly adorable that a candy would be made out of this. The lonely light of a man lost in the darkness of purgatory, unable to go to heaven or hell. Right now on this island that has been cut off both from the world of humans and the world of non-humans, there may be no more suitable sweet. Maria, what's wrong with that one? Uh-oh. Rosa's about to get vaporized. The witch noticed the sweet Maria was grasping. It was Maria's candy, which had been stomped on by Rosa until it reached this pitiful state. Ew! Got stepped on and smashed. Can you fix it, Beto? Maria didn't go so far as to say that it was her mother who'd stepped on it. However, for some reason, when the witch saw that candy, she looked at Rosa and grinned. A chill went down Rosa's spine, as though this gaze was staring straight through her. It shall be easy. Give it to me. Hoo! Maria held the candy out gleefully. Rosa could do nothing but watch, stunned. How did this person plan to trick Maria, somehow undoing the fact that the candy had been pitifully trampled? Maria looked as though she believed it could be fixed, as good as new. Without real magic, there was no way such a thing could be possible. Wait, do you think Beatrice's picture changed? No, okay, it didn't change. I just thought it'd change with her outfit. But it hasn't. Yet. I mean, considering it changed for Shannon and George during the beginning of the episode, I figure it might change at some point. My, it is quite crushed, isn't it? Come, Maria. Close your eyes and try to remember. Because it really was that wonderful a candy. The candy of your memories is always full and fluffy. So you try to remember as well. What kind of candy was it really? Along with those strange words, spoken as though singing an improvised folk song, the witch threw the sweet into the air. Maria was closing her eyes and remembering, just as the witch had told her to. What shape had that crushed candy really had? Therefore, only Rosa saw that scene. The sweet that had been thrown into the air burst into a gold color. No, that wasn't it. Those were golden butterflies. It scattered into several golden butterflies, and they began to gather at the witch's hand, which was held up to the sky. Oh yeah. And as she did this, unbelievably, it returned to its beautiful original form, no different from when it had been bought. Only Rosa and the witch witnessed that scene. Unable to comprehend what was occurring right before her eyes, Rosa stood with her mouth hanging open, completely forgetting to shut it. You may now open your eyes. Take it. With this, your sweet has returned to normal. Beatrice is always incredible. Yeah, you should be afraid, Rosa. There was a stark contrast between Rosa's shock and Maria's innocent joy. Was that what the witch was laughing at? A smile floated to Beatrice's face, one different from the smile she'd shown Maria. Does my face seem familiar? If you stare so fixedly, you might burn a hole through it. Oh, I'm sorry. Those words triggered something very clearly in Rosa's mind. Rosa knew this face. She knew it from the portrait of the witch. But no, wait. Could this mystery woman really be... Maria, I give you this in exchange for the sweet you gave me. The letter! It's the letter! A letter? The witch pulled a western envelope from her pocket and gave it to Maria. However, when Maria made to open it, the witch stopped her. You must not. The time will soon come for you to open it, but until then you absolutely must not. Take good care of it. That will be your invitation to the Golden Land. The Golden Land? So you'll finally take me there! Take it and treat it with care. You must not show it to anyone. Who? I'll keep that promise. You've always got to keep promises with witches. And this is for you. Huh? Me? She probably hadn't imagined the witch would speak to her, too. Rosa was bewildered by the second Western envelope which was thrust before her. Oh? A second one. She'd seen this type of envelope before. There could be no mistake. It was one of Kinzo's special envelopes used when he wrote with his own hand and bearing the Ushirmia family crest. It was sealed with red sealing wax, and furthermore it had a mark that seemed to have been made by the head's ring. Okay, so in this timeline, this event, this turn of events, has Kinzo already thrown his ring from the window? In other words, even without asking what was inside this letter, Rosa knew that this woman, whom Maria called Beatrice, was trusted enough to be placed in charge of a personal letter of the current Ushirmia head. It could have been any of the 4 siblings. However, the fact that I have met you here probably means that you were chosen by Kinzo's roulette. So take it. Then read its contents aloud while seated at the dinner table when all of the siblings are gathered. What did you say? Rosa looked back and forth several times between the witch's face and the envelope that had been handed to her. Okay, so if there's 2, and that one's the one that's meant to be read at dinner, then what's the one that Maria has if hers isn't the dinner one? The only time I could think of is back, like in the first episode when it suddenly appeared on the table. Maria was the one who put it there, and it wasn't Beatrice. Considering Beatrice couldn't go in the room because of the ward on the doorknob. So that means that Maria was most likely the one who put that envelope there. And so rightfully, she was kind of thrown out of the room. Today was the family conference, and the biggest object of discussion would be the inheritance problem. So she had joined together with Ava and Rudolph, and they planned to force a certain condition on Kraus to try and extort several 100 million yen in cash out of him. It was as if the witch could see through all of that. But what does she intend to announce when all of us siblings are gathered? And with a personal envelope that no one but the Ushirmia head can use? Maria, the weather is getting worse. Return to the guest house and wait for lunchtime. And Rosa, we will meet again later. Allow me to introduce myself again at that time. Oh, the witch turned her back to her, laughing. Then she began to head towards the mansion with an air of composure. Oh, is she just going into the mansion? I thought she was gonna fade. And Maria energetically called out and watched her go, then began to dash towards the guest house, leaving Rosa behind, as though she wanted to inform the other cousins of her fortunate meeting with the witch as soon as she could. At last, Rosa was left alone in the rose garden as the winds grew stronger, unable to do anything but pray that what had happened was just a daydream. Yeah, no, was she gonna tell the siblings, hey, I met Beatrice. The witch of the island, the myth, the fake witch, the non-real witch. When the witch... Oh, nope, she's just going inside. When the witch reached the entrance hall, Genji could be seen there. Genji welcomed the guest approaching from the entrance hall with a respectful bow. I have been waiting. Beatrice-sama. Okay, now we've got something. I guess we have the update. There we go. Now we got the new one. The mysterious visitor and 19th person who appeared on the day of the family conference. She goes by the same name as the Golden Witch who gave the gold to Kinzo. Her reasons for visiting are unknown. She was ushered into the VIP room, which no one has been allowed to use in the past. Ooh. Okay, so in this continuity, there is a 19th person on the island. Interesting. Oh, her thing's red. Oh, wait, it's all red. It was gold before. Everyone's is red. I can't remember if it looked like that like 5 minutes ago. Oh, she's holding something, but it's cut off. I guess it's like a cane or something, but... Wait, I was gonna say something. Well, I wanna... Okay, yeah, it is a cane. Oh, and she has the one-winged eagle. It's not bad. It's not one of the worst ones that we've seen. But okay, so there's a 19th person this time around. Interesting, interesting. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So everyone can see her, it seems, because since Rosa could see her and she possesses, you know, no penchant for magic, just like Beatrice said, like none of the family, besides a few people, have it. Okay. So it seems everyone can see her this time around. Oh, do you think Kinzo's gonna leave his room because Beatrice is here? I've been waiting, Beatrice-sama. It's been quite some time, Genji. You've gotten old. No matter how old it becomes, furniture carries out its work like furniture until the end. I remember how that man's wife used to be jealous of you. Is Kinzo doing well? He is doing extremely well. The witch probably laughed because she knew Kinzo's own doctor had announced that Kinzo didn't have long to live. However, if anyone actually looked at Kinzo and noticed his vigor, which wasn't all what you'd expect from someone nearing the end of his life, they might easily call that doing extremely well. Maybe that's what the witch was laughing at. Then let us go and greet him. I look forward to hurling curses at each other after 30 years. As the witch grinned, she started walking, leaving Genji behind. Her gait was like that of a family member who knew the inside of the mansion well. Genji followed her in the manner of one who served her. Well, she probably knows the manor well because she walks it at night. Like, you know, the story, the servants and all that. At that time, Kiri came out of the parlor. She'd probably gone out to fix her makeup or something. And when she saw Genji following a witch, she was surprised, although her expression did not change. Because Kiri's just nonchalant like that. Kiri is arguably one of the most based characters in this game. Because she's done absolutely nothing wrong. She just got nerfed too early in episode 1. So let's hope she survives a bit longer this time around. A guest for Kinzo had arrived, despite him being almost dead, on the day of the family conference when the fate of the inheritance was to be decided. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And furthermore, this person was familiar enough with the Ushirmiya family household that Genji was following behind her. Kiri immediately realized that this person she had never met before was deeply important. Kiri and the witch's eyes met. Realizing that it would be rude to pretend not to notice, she greeted the witch. It's a pleasure to meet you. You were Rudolph's second wife, yes? Correct. This is Kiri-sama, Rudolph-sama's current wife. From this exchange, Kiri realized that this was a guest of fairly high rank, even amidst the Ushirmiya family. I'm sorry, did Beatrice say you were? You were Rudolph's second wife. Hey, so she's not dead yet, Beatrice. And the fact that this was a guest on that level, coupled with her resemblance to the portrait in the entrance hall, made Kiri's eyes instantly open wide. Oh, okay, yep, that's her. She's just dressed a little more modern. Oh, portrait change. Oh my god. Hey, that's the thumbnail picture. Oh. Pleased to meet you. I'm Kiri. I wonder if this is our first meeting. If we have met before, I apologize for forgetting your name. So, you intend to force me to state my name even though you already have a vague idea of the answer? Oh shit. Kiri thought she'd given a sociable and humble greeting. Her expression grew slightly cloudy at that openly oppressive response. At any rate, this didn't seem to be a person she could grow to like. But if Kiri's guesses were correct, this witch probably held a vital key to what her own husband was most interested in. The gold! Something that couldn't help but influence tonight's family conference. So without shooting back a retort, Kiri silently watched her go up the stairs to the second floor with Genji following behind. Dearest husband, I just met the Golden Witch. So, when someone tapped her shoulder from behind, she was so surprised she almost choked. I'm feeling either Rudolph or Rosa. It was Nazi. Okay. That was my third guess. Kiri-san, why are you standing still in a place like this? Are you not feeling well? I'm sorry. I was just fascinated by the portrait of the witch for a bit. Oh, you mean the Golden Witch, Beatrice. The one whose gold was supposedly necessary for the revived Ushirmiya family we see today. Quite a fantastical story, just what one might expect from father. Well, maybe not so fantastical. Nati spoke in a perfectly ordinary way. It was the sort of comment you'd expect from someone convinced that the thought of a witch existing was ridiculous. No more than another of Kinzo's ramblings. However, for some reason, that point of view didn't seem quite right to Kiri now. Just a moment ago, she herself had seen the Golden Witch had come in from the entrance hall and climb up the stairs. So Nati's words made it feel as though someone was trying to deny the existence of that person, or else make it seem like she was never there to begin with. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm getting a bit of a headache. I think I'll rest for a little while. Oh, is that so? You stole my line. That's my thing. And then I have some good headache medicine. I'll get it for you. Where are we going? The hallway in front of Kinzo's study was filled with the scent of sweet poison, peculiar to that green liquor. Genji, who was completely used to it, did not grimace. And the Golden Witch didn't grimace either. How long has he been in there since last he left? I believe it has already been several years. Is he that desperate to turn me into a bird in a cage? How pitiful. By now, you're the bird in a cage. You're the ghost of this study, are you not? How pitiful that he is unable to recognize even that. Until he meets you again, he will probably continue his research, even after literally becoming a ghost. Is it love or madness or delusion? And yet, perhaps even those can form magical power when strong enough. You sad magician. The witch grasped the doorknob to the study. Will she be able to enter? That's my question. Oh. When she did, there was a sound like that of flesh burning and splitting open. Guess not. It was the sound of the doorknob literally burning the witch's hands. Beatrice-sama. What is this? A ward against magic? Is that person unable to get by without relying on something like this? I've heard that the store would cause you great pain, Beatrice-sama. Shall I open it? No, it is fine. If he wins, I will be a bird in a cage for all eternity. If he loses, only the life of a laughingstock will be left. The life of a pitiful magician who went mad with love and lost everything. Already, Kinzo and even I are nothing more than pieces laid out on the game board. All that is left is for the roulette to decide who wins and who loses. Until the roulette shows its result, there is no need for me and Kinzo to meet again. The witch looked at her hand, which was beginning to heal bit by bit, even though it had been horribly burned. Or perhaps that is why he has this ward in here in the first place. Yes, perhaps even that is honorable in its own way. By now everything sits on top of Kinzo's game board. I like it, Kinzo. Allow me to enjoy my game with you. Allow me to enjoy the failure of the final gamble, of the old magician who fell in love with me and threw away his entire life. Oh, crazy. Okay. 1 o'clock? Yep. Let's see. You know, I kind of like having Beatrice here. I feel like she's gonna make this episode even better if she's directly interfering with the roulette. Who is it? Excuse me, I have brought lunch. Enter. Excuse me. After receiving approval, Canon entered the VIP room, pushing the serving cart that carried lunch. The servants called this room the witch's VIP room. That was because Kinzo strictly ordered that it always be kept clean, so that it could be used at any time. Even so, guests would not be allowed into this room, no matter who they were. That's why, at some point, the servants had started calling it the VIP room, which was supposed to be set aside only to welcome the special person Kinzo waited for, the witch from that portrait. And today, Canon realized that this was absolutely true. When he entered the room, the blonde-haired witch was gazing out the window. Outside, the rain was no longer falling weakly. As she looked down at that beautiful rose garden, which had been tended to over several days for today's sake, she saw the winds and rain ravage it. Was she struck by some sentimental feeling? Canon was not able to tell anything more from her back, which faced him. I will prepare the meal. Beatrice-sama. Canon went out of his way to call out the witch's name, hoping that she'd turn around. He wanted to know. He wanted to know if the witch who'd tempted him and Shannon in the past had really appeared again. When he did, the witch whose name had been called laughed, her back still facing him. Holding back her voice, she laughed. Canon was startled. It was almost as though she had read his mind and knew that he had called out to her, hoping to make her turn around. You can't trick a witch, bro. It smells good. It appears Cross hired a good cook. That does not mean he's a good man. Do not show me Goda's face this episode. You know, if I see his face this episode, I might just end it right there, right then. Not even wait for a good place to end off. Yes, he is called Goda and was employed here recently. There's nothing better than being skilled at cooking. Delicious food completes the 3 pillars of pleasure for living in the human world. It is the secret to preventing boredom after 1,000 years. Canon and the witch's eyes met. Then she grinned. Without a doubt, certainly, this was clearly the witch from that day, Beatrice. The witch that no one but he and Shannon could see in the past finally held a form, and had arrived openly as a guest through the entrance hall. Oh yeah, she has a corporeal form now. That's okay. Beatrice. Sama. It has been a long time. Oh, her theme, her theme. Canon the furniture. It has been quite some time. Canon tried to remember to be polite to this guest for the time being, but the visit of this suspicious witch made dark clouds start to enshroud his heart, especially considering that today was the family conference. You appear to be uneasy about what I plan to do now that I've appeared. Am I right? Canon didn't force an answer. This witch probably read minds, so it's pointless to go to the trouble of saying it out loud. Of course, she could read even his inner resistance. So the witch giggled at Canon's childish defiance. I came to fulfill my final promise with Kinzo. Your final promise with the Master? I lent Kinzo a mountain of gold. When Kinzo gives that up, it will be returned to me with interest. I came to accept that interest tonight. I don't know what you're talking about. However, uncertainty began to gather in his heart. Whatever this witch had to say, it couldn't be anything good. There's no mistake. Whenever witches have something to say, it's never anything good. You are correct. However, like scissors, the potential of witches depends entirely on how they are used. Sometimes there are those like King Solomon who succeed in great exploits. However, most who make use of us end up meeting a cruel fate, just like in fairy tales. But Kinzo is crafty. He has incorporated even my collection of the interest into his ceremony. Is he an absurdly powerful magician who can surpass even me? Or else a mere fool possessed by madness? Amusing. Truly amusing. Canon couldn't guess what the witch was muttering and laughing about. All he knew was that anything that made this witch laugh must have the exact opposite meaning for everyone else. And in the back of his mind, the horrifying words the witch had spat at him in the past began to resurface. We're getting a flashback, yep. What? Did you think I'd lend you my power and ask for nothing in exchange? I'll gladly assist a pair in love. In exchange, I'll enjoy watching the cruel fate that they'll eventually meet. I've never come across a better show, not over the course of 1,000 years. Could it be that you... Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. You who seek the Golden Land, follow its path downstream in search of the key. The witch suddenly began to recite a bizarre poem, the epitaph. It was something he remembered hearing. The epitaph. Could it be the witch's epitaph? Yes, there was no mistake. It was the epitaph that accompanied the portrait of the witch Kinzo had put on display. The relatives had guessed that it referred to the location of the hidden gold, but no one knew what it meant for sure. The witch suddenly began reciting that epitaph. Because I know my theory was that they were thinking it was Kinzo's hometown, but I figured it had something to do with Beatrice's origin. Canon, since you are furniture, I imagine you've heard about it from Kinzo. The day when everything will be returned to the Golden Land has come. Rejoice. The day when you will be freed from the shame of living as furniture has finally arrived. I believe you've wanted that for a long time. To furniture which finds no value in its own existence, merely existing day to day must be nothing but agony. To those with souls, this world is worth clinging to, but those without souls find this world to be full of nothing but suffering. Complicated expressions flitted across Canon's face. This was the day of release that Canon had been looking forward to. However, the coming of this day had been mercilessly sudden, and for some reason he didn't like the hateful tone used by this witch as she informed him of the coming of this long-awaited day of rest. Canon couldn't even decide what emotion he should be feeling. Yet you thought the release would be like, you can go live a life. The release is probably just the sweet release of death. Why do you not rejoice? Could you actually have some regrets left in the real world? As mere furniture? I have no regrets, because I am furniture. You truly are a mortal specimen of furniture. How nice, how nice. However, it won't be any fun if you have no regrets at all. Are you saying regrets are how you find pleasure? That is correct. Most witches who live for 1,000 years get tired of life. In order to escape boredom, I adorn people's fates with fruit and brandy and cook them like cakes. I find humans dancing through oppressive fates inside an oven to be so very entertaining. You see, I'm actually a tad famous in this regard. So much so that rare guests come from far away to see my skill at cooking. Perhaps this is something that mere furniture cannot understand. Canon couldn't understand what the witch was saying. However, he fully realized that this was a terrifying being who treated the fate of humans as a show, enjoying it whenever some harm befell them. However, furniture has no soul or life, much less a fate. Pitiful furniture does nothing but serve until the day they're released from the real world. To furniture like that, the witch who had come to release them from everything was a being to be received with overflowing affection. Even though the day Canon should have been waiting impatiently for had come, he was confused by his own inability to accept it easily. Why was it? The face of Shannon, the people he loved as a sister, the person he loved as a sister, rose to his mind. And for some reason, Jessica's face did too. Ugh. Canon bit his lower lip hard enough that it hurt. Thinking about Jessica like that was something furniture must never do. Even though he thought he'd known that, even though he'd complained about Shannon's relationship, why was it that Jessica rose into his mind at a time like this? He felt a little shameful at his own naivety. And to forget about Jessica, he turned his thoughts to Shannon. Shannon is also furniture. She has no reason not to rejoice at the coming of the day when all will return to nothingness. But Shannon, through her relationship with George, has experienced an emotion forbidden to furniture. Even though she isn't qualified to be bonded with him, she's still trapped in a dream that she isn't allowed to have. Will Shannon be able to joyfully accept this development? No, she won't. Shannon still has lingering regrets. Those will probably become a great source of pain and torture for her. And those lingering regrets were planted by none other than this witch. Why? Because that would be more interesting, nothing more. This day that Shannon should have been waiting impatiently for will probably be a harsh burden for her, giving her emotions that she must never experience. I thank you for granting me, us, furniture, the day of our release. And I hate you for making this day so difficult for Shannon to accept. I wanted to make you suffer from your regrets as well, as just like Shannon. However, you continue to live like furniture with foolish honesty, never getting ensnared by me. And yet it seems you loved Shannon a little too dearly, right? Shannon's regrets are now your regrets. Will those feelings transform into hatred for me? If you wish to kill me, give it a try. As kin as furniture, you should have at least that much power, right? However, if you kill me, then the day of rest for furniture will not come for all eternity. Could you bear to live with that? Are you truly capable of resisting when I try to release you? Kneel. Oh, what? Kneel and kiss my shoes. Otherwise, I will leave this place. I'll go back and never show myself again for all eternity. So, Canon, do you think you could bear to live like that? If the door to the Golden Land is opened, your hard life as furniture will end. If you desire, I can even give you life as a human. After that, you will be on the same level as Jessica. Surely you want to experience the taste of love. There's no point trying to hide it. After seeing Shannon indulging in the sea of sweet love, you grew jealous. You are sorely tempted to know the taste of love. Stop it. Stop it. Are you trying to ensnare me again? I won't be reduced to a toy for your amusement. Huh. Then I will be satisfied with Shannon alone. After all, you aren't the only one who was implanted with a seed. Even fruiting plants sometimes fail to bear fruit after all. The one who obtains the key must then travel to the Golden Land in accordance with these rules. On the first twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. On the second twilight, those who remain shall teleport the 2 who are close. The witch recited the epitaph again. It was so sudden and diverged so strongly from the current topic. However, that challenging smile made it seem almost as though she was using that epitaph as a threat against Canon. Do you not understand? For the ceremony of the epitaph to succeed, at the second twilight, 2 who are close must be offered as sacrifices. It could be any 2 who are close, a husband and wife, or even a pair of lovers. According to the rules of the ceremony, who will be selected is up to me to decide on a whim. Don't you think there could be no more fitting sacrifice for the second twilight than Shannon as she is now? You dirty. Canon realized something. Until today, he thought he'd given up everything else and lived as furniture, acting like furniture. But in reality, that wasn't true. He loved Shannon too dearly. Therefore, when Shannon was in pain, Canon shared in that. If only Shannon had continued to live as furniture. Indifferently, like Canon, without any regrets in this world, he wouldn't have had to be in so much pain. The witch planned to toy with Shannon, who had known the taste of love, no, whom she had taught the taste of love, as she killed her. She wouldn't be welcomed into the Golden Land and granted a compassionate release. Instead, if the witch had her way, she'd be used as a sacrifice, subjected to the utmost of torture and pain, and forcibly turned into a human foundation for this evil ceremony. And this witch would probably make Shannon meet this horrible fate, for no reason other than it was amusing to her. Furthermore, she was threatening to do this so that she could make Canon, who had never submitted to the witch, finally give in. It was that simple. In the end, though he had tried to resist the witch and avoid pleasing her, he had only made things more amusing for her. While it is bleak, this seems like good time as any to end off this episode. I know, a little cruel of me, but this... oh, it's getting good, especially now that Beatrice is, like, actively interfering. Yeah, you know what? I'm ending here. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Umineko. I eagerly await the next. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. Bye.